Happy Thursday. Welcome to the program. I am your humble host, Sergio Sanchez, the Sergio Show on Newstalk 710 KURV. And a big thank you to our supporter this hour, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. Got a little bit of audio, the only good audio I can share from the Spurs with the Knicks last night in New York City. Had nothing to do with the game. At least something that'll make you smile, I guess. Jerry Seinfeld, after the game, walking away, grinning ear to ear, walking away, and had some pro-Palestinian idiot. Found, hey, look, there's Seinfeld right there. There's Jerry.
Oh, Jerry Seinfeld.
What up, Seinfeld? What up? Can we get a free Palestine? Can we get a free Palestine? Come on, give us one free Palestine.
It doesn't exist.
Boom. That was him going, Jerry Seinfeld, can we get a free Palestine? Can we get a free Palestine? Oh, attaboy, Jerry. Attaboy.
Oh, Jerry Seinfeld.
What up, Seinfeld? What up? Can we get a free Palestine? Can we get a free Palestine? Come on, give me one free Palestine.
It doesn't exist.
That state has never existed. And, they lost out on the chance to actually exist. The Slick Willie, Bill Clinton, was in the news like a week and a half ago. He said he tried, he bent over, he did all sorts of negotiation contortions, diplomatic contortions. The Palestinians, the PLO, Yasser Arafat, all these idiots, they didn't want to stay. They just wanted to kill Jews. So they missed out. Back in the 90s, they had a bunch of land that was forked over to them. They could choose wherever on the coast they wanted to be. No, they just wanted to kill Jews. Yeah. So, yeah. Palestine never existed, never was a state. Had a chance to exist. They turned it down. They wanted to kill Jews. So they still don't exist. Attaboy, Jerry Seinfeld. All right. Let's see what else. Game 5, the Spurs hosting the Knicks. What do you think, Freddie? What do you think? What do you think? I mean, they were strong last night. They were up 29 points or something.
So I'll
like
tell
that.
you, the Spurs have, in every game, they've led by a lot. And then for some reason, they
cough it up.
And the Knicks have been shooting
lights out. Man.
Yes, like they can't miss.
Yeah.
So the thing about the Spurs is they're a young team, super young team.
Yeah.
So if they don't win this year, they'll be back next year.
All right. Today is the start of international soccer tournament, the World Cup. Freddie cares because he loves soccer. I don't. But anyway, just mentioning this, which brings it. Let me take it back to the NBA Finals. By the way, something I was. Thank you, Freddie. Okay, thank you. Tim's there. Okay, let me just say this real quick. This is like behind the scenes radio stuff, the stuff that Freddie and I have to deal with on a regular basis. Not that we asked for it this year, but because I didn't even bother because I suspected, and it was confirmed, ESPN Radio is the broadcaster of choice. That's why it's on Johnny K's and Kittleman's channel, Channel 5. It's on ABC. It's ABC, ESPN. It's the same company. Are they still owned by Disney? Yeah. I think so, right? Either way, ESPN Radio, I suspected was, and yes, it is, the broadcaster of choice. ESPN is notorious. Had I asked, they would have said no. Why? Because I didn't carry whatever it is, the hell they carry out ESPN Radio. We're not an affiliate. We don't carry NBA. We don't carry nothing like that. But in a time when there is a radical revolution, financially painful revolution for traditional media, radio and a television, and we got direct-to-consumer channels, like the Prime Video, the Disney channels of these days, the Tubi, right? Tubi TV, all these people. Yeah. They're handing our butts back to us because I believe in competition. God bless competition. But ESPN Radio, se ponen los moñitos. It's like they think, their poop don't stink. Oh, you didn't. And I'm pretty much quoting directly what they told Fred months ago. I don't remember what the tournament was, but ESPN Radio. The representatives, oh, you expect me to give you the national tournament after you didn't join us all year? And I said, really, Fred, they told you that? My answer would have been yes, because direct-to-consumer channels are kicking your butt and you're basically turning down dozens of markets that did not carry your ESPN radio product. And you have a chance because you have the national tournament, whatever it was. I don't remember what it was, to pick up several dozen radio stations, several millions upon millions of consumers and listeners to ESPN radio. And the advertisers who paid you money, you give them an awesome value. Hey, look at that. We got 24 more stations for the tournament. No, because those stations did not carry that silly programming during the season. Yeah. Just some of the behind the scenes I thought you'd be interested to know, because you cannot afford. If you have a chance to pick up audience like millions and millions of people, millions and millions of ears, damn it, you better do it in a time where there's massive competition in the industry. But they will learn painfully as they, we probably hear in the near future. Yeah, ESPN radio up for sale because they don't have enough listeners. Oh, you had a chance. Times 9:13, the Sergio Show on Newstalk 710K. You are headed to North Texas. Economist Tim Snyder from MatadorEconomics.com. Ole, welcome back to the amigo.
Oh, great to see you.
Good to see you again, my friend. Why are prices at the gas pump going down? It's like, wow, look at that. They're like at 330-ish around last check. Is it the same, Freddie, about 330-ish around here? Or did it go back up again? It went back up? There was like a roller coaster. It went down like 330 something, and Freddie says it's back to 380. But why it seems to be a trend of prices going down of late. So what's going on, Tim?
There's a couple of things that are driving this right now, Sergio, and the primary driver that we're looking at in this is that there's a couple of things. First of all, the market action was creating a lull, this status quo of we're negotiating, we're close, but then we're not having anything done. We're moving forward. Underneath, we're still producing. As a matter of fact, production in the United States is actually up about 69,000 barrels per day, below a national record, and that's a good thing. But then we also have the Strait of Hormuz. The United States has quietly been moving tankers through there. I think they reported nearly 200 tankers they've helped assist through the Strait of Hormuz to get to their destinations. That's helping. And, there has been some anticipation that the administration, if it formulated a stronger plan like we saw last night and will be unfolding in the next couple of days, a stronger plan to be aggressive and aggressively put an end to this war, that's what the markets prefer. All of this has been playing in and putting a blanket on prices, helping to keep those prices, at lower and not necessarily spiking. So that's the primary drivers. There's some minor things that are going on that is probably a later conversation, but those are the major drivers.
Tim Snyder, economist, Matador. There's a potential go-around that's in the works. I saw a write-up on how the UAE is working to bypass the strait. They got a pipeline. Is that true? And maybe could happen next year? And who else might be putting up pipelines to avoid the Iranian belligerents in the strait?
Well, first of all, yes, that is true. And they're working diligently to get that taken care of. They're wanting to try to avoid the Persian Gulf, number one, in the Strait of Hormuz, but they're also looking at the Red Sea, because you've got Hezbollah that has, that territory in Yemen that covers that Strait of Al-Mandab that's at the bottom of the Red Sea that really chokes off the Southeast Asia from Europe and through the Suez Canal. And so now we're seeing the Saudis are actually having conversations with Israel to possibly move a pipeline from northern Saudi Arabia up through whatever they get negotiated through into Israel and straight to the Mediterranean, which in itself would make have a significant impact on European energy prices, most especially gasoline, and then jet fuel and diesel as well.
Mm-mm-mm. Back to the States, I sent you one of the points I wanted to ask you about this cheaper gas option that seems to be extended every 20 days or so. Explain that. Describe that for me. What's going on? And is it actually making a dent in the price anywhere?
Well, the issue that we're dealing with here is, yes, we are seeing prices continue to dip. There's a natural tendency for prices to come lower as the conflict has a tendency to show some more definition. The less concise the market is, the more volatility we see, and the more price spikes we'll see. So the actions overnight from a strike by Iran to a U.S. territory or a ship, or shooting down a helicopter, will spike prices, and then we'll bring prices lower. We've seen this volatility. We're trying to balance things out, but we also have to be careful that right now, one of the things that we're seeing in the marketplace, it was written this morning by Charles Kennedy in oilprice.com. He wrote an article about the fact that AI bots are driving untrue stories into the commodity markets, helping to move commodity prices higher or lower, and really mess up timing. It's a bad thing to happen in markets, because truth is the only way that the futures markets can move forward, and that's how we get our pricing.
Yeah, that's on the international side, but I'm sorry, I should have explained it better. I guess this is with the oscillation between summer blend and the other blend. It's the ethanol in the mix. I understand that. Let me see if I can find it here. Let me scroll up a little bit. Here it is. EPA is stretching a summer waiver on unleaded 88, and it's sold at many places. They have 33 states. Blend of 15% ethanol and 85% gasoline. Are they referencing the shift from the winter to summer blend, where this is not allowed, yet they're allowing it in order to provide more fuel or cheaper gas or easy to make gas? Or like what's taking place? Because they say they're kicking this can. They're forced to kick this can into approval every 20 days or so, in 20-day blocks going into the summer. Is that an issue for Texas? Is that affecting prices in Texas?
It affects everybody right now. That you have to understand that we're in the drive season, and drive season gasolines have higher ethanol contents because of the octane that we have in that higher blend. And so the summer blends are more expensive. So if you pare that back a little bit, and not require the summer blends in the first place. But if you mix in more ethanol, which is a little bit cheaper right now, ethanol, I think the ethanol price in Chicago Platts was $1.89 this morning. But if you look at that and we blend in a little more ethanol, that can help maybe bring some of those prices down. I don't like market manipulation. I don't like playing these games, because what ends up happening is we see ourselves coming towards the peak in 3 weeks or 2 weeks from now. We've got 4th of July. That's the peak of the drive season. That's when demand is highest in the United States. You don't want to mess with demand, okay? And then when we have a recovery from this, and let's say, for instance, we get to the end of the summer and we've got the war over with, we recover back lower, and then we have a stronger effect on prices. That hurts manufacturers as much as it maybe supposedly helps the retailer. It's a bad idea. I don't like to see market manipulations like this. And we've heard it talked about many times before, but ethanol is not a good substitution. The more ethanol you put in your fuel, the less fuel mileage you get. You get less efficiencies in your fuel mileage. So that's a problem.
It's National Elote Day, by the way, Tim. It's National Corn on the Cob Day. I prefer to eat it than put it into
Me too.
my vehicle. You mentioned Tim Snyder, MatadorEconomics.com, oil economist. You mentioned about, if I heard you right, it was cutting off, but you said 600,000 more barrels daily being produced in the country. So is somebody coming off the sidelines with capital and increasing the rig count as a result, or what's taking place in oil patch to increase that number to record levels, U.S. oil production?
First of all, it's 69,000, not 600,000. Yeah. We're at 11. Let's see, where did we end up yesterday? We got the EIA numbers yesterday. I think it's a 13.799 million barrels per day, on a record of 17 or 13.842 or something like that. It's 69,000 barrels difference between where the record was in November of 2025 and where we stand today. Yes, we're seeing increases in production. We saw the land-based crude oil drilling activity beginning to increase over the last 4 or 5 weeks. That is certainly helping. Efficiencies are making a big difference. I did see a major dip last week in the Baker Hughes rig count on offshore rigs. And so that's not going to help. That's just a replacement standpoint for when we had boosted things. We got to get those. We got to get offshore rigs back up in the 15 to 20 range. Right now we're at 10, and that's not helping us one little bit. But we're also seeing increasing drilling activity in the Alaskan, the Anwar area, and we saw record leases being offered in New Mexico this week. So it's a big deal. It's made a big deal for us.
You mentioned peak drive period, summer, July 4th, and of course vacation time too. Airlines. I almost called you a couple weeks back because there was some blurb on jet fuel or the inventory on jet fuel running a bit lower. Are you monitoring that? Is that true, or have they recovered, or what's the status of jet fuel to get all these planes out there and take people on vacation?
We're beginning to recirculate some of the world supply, so we're being able to help a lot of that. Plus, the United States is shipping jet fuel out to the Middle East and to the primarily Southeast Asia. Has been a real problem in Southeast Asia, so that will correct itself. I think we're going to see probably pretty much near normal travel over the 4th of July. Of course, this year's 250 years celebration of the founding of this nation. So there's going to be a lot of travel, and maybe some folks going to DC and just doing other things, going to national parks. The weather's probably going to be a bigger factor there than anything because it's so dry out west. But I think all in all, right now we are stabilizing into a war footing, and with the increase in activity going towards the United States saying we've had enough, you've crossed the line, we're going to put an end to this thing. Markets have priced that in ahead of time. The administration has listened to what was priced into the markets, and we're having that reaction right now. That's what will make the next probably 2 weeks very, very interesting.
Yeah, we've been kicking that can 2 weeks down the road, 2 weeks down, another 2 weeks, and another 2 weeks. And
yes, sir.
We are picking new clientele, international clientele, purchasing American oil, right? As if we have extra to give. I don't see how, but it'd be nice to become completely independent, not have to buy anything from anybody. But we are getting more clientele, right? Do you think that stays after the end of the war?
I think market share is going to continue to shift. And once the war is over, we're going to probably see a realignment after what we're seeing right now. We've realigned for a war footing because we can't get crude oil or natural gas or LNG through the Strait of Hormuz. That will begin to shift back. But remember, they've totally destroyed what the UAE had in their production for natural gas and their LNG. So there's nothing coming out of the Strait of Hormuz, through the Strait of Hormuz, from the standpoint of natural gas or LNG. We're going to be just crude oil, but it'll readjust itself. And once we start getting refiners back to getting to their crude oil that they need so they can make jet fuel, diesel fuel, those kinds of things, and gasoline, then the markets will resettle themselves again. And we'll see a reappropriation of that market share.
Tim, as always, thank you for your insight, and of course, being a phone call away. And Tim, another one of those hopeless Cowboy fans. I'll tell you how bad it is for Tim Snyder up in Dallas.
It's bad.
The Cowboys suck so much. Tim Snyder is actually interested in the soccer tournament, this international soccer tournament taking place right now, the World Cup. Yeah, he's actually interested in that.
Yeah, who's Tim picking for the final, the winner, eventual winner?
You're not supposed to, if you're a real American, you're not supposed to know that, Freddie.
Yeah.
Only real Americans don't know anything about. They don't care. They're not following any of this.
Yeah, I'm following the Bug Tussle Bombers.
What?
Look it up, Freddie. Look it up.
Yes.
I'm afraid to ask what that.
How do you spell that?
Bug Tussle Bombers. Okay. Have a great day, brother.
Okay, guys.
I'll see you soon. Tim Snyder, MatadorEconomics.com. Ole, MatadorEconomics.com. Check out his newsletter. Oh, and also early in the morning, what's the name of their farm program? Texas Ag Today. Tim Snyder is participating daily, almost daily, on that program as well. Thank you for joining us on Newstalk 710 KURV, the Sergio Show, made possible this hour by Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing.
Coming up after the Sergio Show. Stay tuned for the Dana Les Show starting at 11, followed by the Brian Kilmeade Show at 2 on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Potterme app. It's another season of Houston Astros baseball on News Talk 710 KURV.
First pitch, and he drives it. Good one. It's out of here.
Your Houston Astros are back, and we've got every weeknight and weekend game. All the hits, all the home runs.
Deep to right field. At the wall. Looking out. See you later.
From pregame to postgame, catch it all season long. Right here, Astros Baseball, powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and News Talk 710 KURV.
We're out of bottled water again.
That's nuts. I just bought a case of water last time I went shopping.
I'm not drinking tap water.
We need a better solution.
Call Culligan.
Hey, Culligan man.
Stop buying little bottles of water at the store. Our Culligan drinking water system makes an almost unlimited supply of fresher, cleaner water that tastes pure. It's bottled water without the bottles. For better water, go to CulliganRGV.com or call 956-399-1780.
The trusted company in all of South Texas for roofing systems, either installation, the construction of those, or the repair of them, maintenance for them. Trust Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing like hundreds and hundreds of companies have. I hope you're the next one. You should call Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing to start a friendship with them by allowing them to go to your buildings, go to your roofing systems, your warehouses, and whatever you have, multi-level buildings. It's a hospital, a school, whatever you have. Allow Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing to get up there and see if everything's okay. They know what to look for. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, the top commercial roofer in this region, would like to meet you as the manager of these properties, as the owner of them, and give you a truly expert report. This is a company with almost 130 years of experience in commercial roofing, and they provide cutting-edge roof installation, maintenance, repair, technology. Again, it is free. This inspection and truly expert report on the condition of your roofing system. I think it's an amazing value. All these folks are cross-trained. They know all the different systems. Just call them. Handshake, start a friendship. Lord willing, if you need them in the future, they'll be there for you. But that way you know going into storm season if everything's okay with that roofing system. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. The website, chamberlainltd.com. 956-655-6178.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's